Imagine this. Tomorrow morning, you're about to give the most important presentation of your career. You have rehearsed every slide, you know your material, you know what you are exactly going to say. Yet the night before, your heart beats faster, your stomach tightens, your breathing becomes shallow, sleep refuses to come. Nothing dangerous is happening. You are safe. You are lying in your own bed. So, why is your body behaving as if your life depends on tomorrow morning? Now imagine a different scene. You are walking through a garden at night and suddenly you step onto something long, dark, and curved. Before you consciously recognize what it is, your body jumps back. A split second later, you realize it is just a rope, not a snake. Different situations, same biology. Your nervous system isn't designed to make you feel comfortable. It's designed to help you survive. That single fact explains far more than public speaking. It explains procrastination. Why criticism stays with you for days while compliment disappear within minutes. Why smart intelligent people sometimes stays in unhealthy relationships. Why successful entrepreneurs still fear failure. Why a single email can ruin your entire afternoon. And why you can know exactly what you should do yet still fail to do it. By the end of this video, you will understand why emotions exist, what's happening inside your body when you experience them, why evolution made them so powerful, and most importantly, how to make your emotions work for you instead of against you. So let's begin. But to understand why your body reacts this way, we need to zoom out. Around 13.8 billion years ago, our universe began. Over billions of years, stars formed. One of them is our sun. Around 4.5 billion years ago, Earth was born. Sometimes later, life emerged on this planet, most likely as simple self replicating molecules that eventually gave rise to the first cells. Over next 3.8 billion years, evolution continuously refined those living systems. Then around 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens appeared. Around 10,000 years ago, we started farming, and agriculture transformed us from nomadic hunter-gatherer to a settled civilization. Just a few centuries ago, Industrial Revolution transformed the lifestyle of humanity from farming on land to manufacturing in factories. Then in only a few decades, Digital Revolution transformed how we work, communicate, learn, build relationships, and spend our attention. In evolutionary time, that's just a blink of an eye. For almost all of human history, our ancestors never worried about unread emails, job interviews, quarterly targets, social media, or dating apps. They worried about surviving until tomorrow, finding food, avoiding predators, protecting children, maintaining trust within the tribe, and every emotional circuit inside your brain was shaped during that time. Your world changed, your biology largely didn't. And that's where our story really begins. From the very origin of life, the two core biological goals remains remarkably consistent. To survive long enough to reproduce and to pass your genes to the next generation. So everything evolution built, from reflexes to memory, from cooperation to love, ultimately helped the organism to reach these two goals. And emotions are part of that solution. Most people think emotions are just feelings, but they are not. Feelings are your conscious experience of emotions. Emotions themselves are biological action programs. They rapidly coordinate your nervous system to deal with situations that mattered throughout the evolutionary history. Each emotion changes your attention, physiology, thoughts, and behavior in a different way. Emotions aren't random. They are ancient survival technologies refined over millions of years to solve recurring problems. And understanding that changes how you see yourself. Because what many people call weakness is often biology doing exactly what it is evolved to do. Now, let's look at what exactly happens inside your body. Imagine you are walking alone at night. You hear footsteps behind you. Before you have consciously identified what's happening, Your heart is already beating faster. Your breathing becomes quicker. Your pupils dilate. Your attention narrows. Stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol surge through your bloodstream. Blood is redirected away from less urgent systems like digestion and towards your skeletal muscles for immediate action, like fleeing. But also for a moment, your body freezes to assess whether hiding might be a better option. Within seconds, your body shifted into survival mode. Sympathetic nervous system turned on. That's fear. Fear isn't trying to make you miserable. Fear is trying to keep you alive. Now imagine someone insults you publicly or threatened someone you love. Your jaw tightens, your fists clench, blood pressure rises, pain sensitivity often decreases, your attention locks onto the obstacle. Your body prepares to confront instead of escaping. That's anger. Anger evolved to help our ancestors stay alive, defend themselves, protect their families, enforce boundaries, and fight for important resources. Now imagine drinking spoiled milk. Before you have even finished swallowing, your face changes, your nose wrinkles, your upper lip rises, your stomach turns, and appetite disappears. That's disgust. An ancient defense system helped our ancestors avoid poisonous food, disease, and contamination. Now imagine hearing a loud crash behind you. Your eyes widen, your eyebrows lift, your breathing briefly pauses. Every bit of your attention shifts toward the unexpected event. That's surprise. Its job is to gather information before deciding what to do next. Now imagine losing someone you deeply care about. Your energy drops. Your movement slows. Motivation fades. Your attention turns inward. You feel like withdrawing from the world. That's sadness. Although painful, sadness helps us process loss, conserve energy, reassess priorities, and seek support from others. Now imagine holding your newborn child or hugging someone you deeply trust after being years apart. Your breathing slows, your muscle relax, your heart rate gradually settles. Your body shifts toward a rest and digest state through increased parasympathetic activity. Trust becomes easier, cooperation becomes natural. That's love. Human beings survived not only because they could fight, but also because they could connect. Now think about the moment you finally achieve something you have worked years for. Graduating, building a successful company, or completing a marathon. Your posture becomes upright. Confidence increases. Reward circuits in your brain release dopamine, reinforcing the behaviors that led to success. That's healthy pride. Its purpose is to reward achievement, encourage persistence, and signal competence to others. But when your pride becomes disconnected from reality, it becomes arrogant. Now imagine making a mistake that hurts someone you care about. Immediately you think, I shouldn't have done that. You want to apologize, repair the damage, and earn back their trust. That's guilt. Unlike shame, guilt focuses on behavior rather than identity. It motivates responsibility, learning, and repairing relationships. Without guilt, long term cooperation would have been much harder. Now imagine giving a speech and suddenly forgetting every word. Everyone is looking at you. Your head drops. You avoid eye contact. Your shoulders curl inward and you want to disappear. That's shame. For our ancestors, rejection by a tribe wasn't simply embarrassing. It could mean losing protection, food, mates, and ultimately survival. Shame evolved to discourage the behaviors that could lead to social exclusion. Now imagine your closest friend becoming emotionally close to someone else, or your partner becoming interested in another person. Suddenly, your attention becomes hyper focused. You begin scanning for signs of threats. You feel protective, possessive, and alert. That's jealousy. Jealousy evolved to protect valuable relationships from being lost. Now imagine your colleague receiving the promotion you wanted, or your friend building a company you wish you would have created. You don't fear losing what you have. You want what they have. That's envy. Unlike jealousy, envy isn't about protecting relationships. It's about social comparison. In healthy amounts, envy can inspire ambition and learning, but unchecked, it can become resentment or chronic dissatisfaction. Then there's joy, one of the most misunderstood emotion. People often think joy is simply reward for success, but it serves a much bigger purpose. Joy broadens your attention, makes you more curious, more creative, and more willing to explore, play, learn, build friendships, and discover opportunities. It promotes growth rather than mere survival. Finally, there's anxiety, perhaps the defining emotion of the modern world. Tomorrow, you have the biggest presentation of your career, or you are about to launch your startup, or you are waiting for some important medical results. Nothing dangerous is happening right now. Yet your heart races, your breathing changes, your stomach tightens, sleep becomes difficult. Why? Because anxiety is your brain's attempt to predict the future threat. But the remarkable thing is that your brain often responds to the imagined dangers as strongly as the real ones. The event hasn't happened, but your physiology has already begun preparing for it. Now, notice something remarkable. Whether it's fear, anger, disgust, surprise, sadness, love, joy, pride, envy, jealousy, guilt, shame, or anxiety. None of these emotions simply evolved to make you feel good or bad. Every one of them has evolved to solve a survival problem. Some protect your body, some protect your relationships, some protect your reputation, some motivates learning, some encourage cooperation, and some push you towards growth. The problem isn't that we have emotions. The problem is that the emotional system built to survive the Stone Age are now navigating emails, deadlines, your career, your financial decisions, relationships, social media, and dating apps. Your world changed, your biology largely didn't. And that explains why emotions so often feel stronger than logic. Because your emotional system, which is primarily driven by the limbic system, evolved long before your neocortex, which is responsible for the logical thinking. But here's the good news: the fact that emotions are ancient doesn't mean you are controlled by them. Evolution gave you emotions, but it also gave you the ability to understand them. Now, every emotion follows the same pattern. At first, your brain interprets the situation and then it generates an emotional response. That emotion influences your physiology and change your body. And finally, your body influences your thoughts and action. Most people only notice the last step and they react. But the emotionally intelligent people learn to step back. Instead of asking, how do I stop feeling this? They ask, what is this emotion trying to protect? Because every emotion carries an information. Fear asks, is there a danger? Anger asks, has one of my boundary been crossed? Sadness asks, what have I lost that I valued? Guilt asks, how can I repair this relationship? Shame asks, am I afraid of being rejected? Jealousy asks, what relationship am I afraid of losing? Envy asks, what does this person have that I deeply value? Anxiety asks, what future am I trying to prepare for? The emotion itself isn't a problem. The interpretation often is. And that's where your greatest advantage lies. Unlike your ancestors, you have a highly developed prefrontal cortex. The part of your brain that allow you to pause, question your assumptions, update outdated beliefs, imagine different futures, and choose a response instead of simply reacting. That's why emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing emotions. It's not about becoming emotionless. And it's definitely not about pretending everything is fine or everything is positive. It's about making your emotions work with you instead of against you. Your emotions provide energy, and your logical brain provides direction. When the two work in harmony, emotions stop becoming obstacle and becomes one of your greatest evolutionary advantage.